Welcome to the Foot Model Podcast, a podcast for foot models by foot models about the business of foot modeling, with advice and ideas on how to grow your foot model business or online adult entertainment business. I'm Mimi Footnip along with my co-host Cute Webbies, and we're here to share what's working and not working for us in our businesses right now. Today, we're going to talk about whether or not to show your face in your content.
All right. Hey, Webbies. How's it going?
Hey, Mimi, it's going good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited for today's podcast and to get to pick your brain and talk to you about a new topic, which is should you show your face in your content or not?
Oof, yeah, that's a tough question.
Yeah. I feel like once you've shown your face in your content, you can't really go back. I mean, I suppose you could, but the face reveal has happened. So my understanding is that you don't show your face in any of your content. Do you have any content like behind paywalls where you show your face?
No, I don't, but I know some people that do. That's definitely like a strategy and a tactic, like to not show your face in any free content, but to do it in paid content. I don't show my face at all. In any like I'll show part of my face, like for those of people who follow me on my socials, you can see about like to my nose. So that's about all I show.
Okay. And for you, what's the reason for that?
It's funny because when I first started foot modeling, I never um I was really not even gonna like show a lot of my body. So showing my face was never like something that was on the table. Um, but yeah, it's for me, it's like obviously my privacy is super important.
Hmm.
So that's probably like the most important reason. Um, also, uh, if someone in my real life, you know, there's that whole thing. So definitely to avoid being recognized or by someone who knows me or someone who is looking to find me kind of thing. But then, I have to admit there's also there's a weird there's a weird side of it to me anyway. I don't really care what people are going to say about photos with like my photos of my feet or even photos that show part of my body. I really don't care too much, but for some reason if I were to show my face and people were having negative comments about it, I think I would take that differently. And that's just me being honest, and I know that about myself, so I think that's another big reason for me personally,
Yeah, let me see if I understand. So are you saying that like if people are critical, like nasty, rude about your feed or whatever you're showing in your photos, you can it's like okay, whatever. But if they were to criticize your face, your appearance with your face, that would kind of sting more. Is that the direction you're going in with this?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it feels more personal or something if it's your face.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think, I mean, I don't know. I think without showing my face, it's like I could really be anybody, and there's sort of this anonymity thing. But with my face showing, it's like everything's out there. And even if people were to make a comment not about my face, I feel like it would be more personal because my whole my face is in the photo. If that is so, you know what I mean? It doesn't even not just negative comments about my face, but just because I'm showing all of that and then people are going to be negative. So it's just, I don't know, it's something that I've chosen to keep to myself, really.
It's like maybe what you're saying is like it's a next level vulnerability that you just don't want to experience on the internet.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so what do you think the pros and cons of showing or not showing face in content are?
Yeah. Well, it, first of all, it's gonna like vary individual to individual, like I mean, for myself, it's like I'm not trying to be a politician or, a lawyer or a doctor or anybody important in society, but at the same time, I still value my privacy. Just for different reasons, not because I intend on running for office, but there's a lot of people who maybe are doing foot modeling who want to keep their stuff private because they have like career ambitions down the line. So that's a huge pro of not showing your face. Um, I think another pro is um, just maintaining that anonymity. I also think it's kind of fun, like maybe it's just me, but I think faceless content creators are kind of fun and there's like a mystique about it. I don't know. I do find it fun, and even like non-sex work creators who I follow who are faceless, I really enjoy that, and I think it makes you appreciate other parts of their personality more sometimes,
Hmm.
like their actual personality for one, or like different parts of my body that people might like other than my feet that I get complimented on. I get a lot of compliments on my hands, which is sweet, my legs, which I always appreciate that compliment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I don't know, those kind of things pop into my mind when I think about the benefits of not showing my face, aside from like the obvious like privacy and kind of vanity, avoiding getting my feelings hurt sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
however, at the same time, I will say, um, as far as a pro of showing your face, I I do have to acknowledge that I realize that if I were to show my face, I would get a lot more attention. Um, even though, I'm nobody special, like my face is, I think I'm a decent looking person, but I would say my face is nothing to write home about, But even so, I would still get a lot more attention because that's just the way it is. You know, that's just what I've seen online, is that my friends who do show their face are always going to do a lot better.
Mhm.
Um, and it doesn't matter what my friends look like. Like it's not like, oh, well, she's prettier than her, or she's, you know, thinner or whatever. It's like there may be some of that there, but in general, I think people who show their face are going to get a lot more attention, which attention like can translate to dollars, obviously. So that does, like, you know, it's not going to change how I'm operating, but it is something that like kind of is in my mind, and it's a fact that I have to acknowledge, that I know I would get some more attention if I did show my face. But it's, yeah. That's kind of it's so that's where it's sort of up to the individual, um you know, what is your comfort level. But at the same time, you really, in my opinion, you don't need to show your face to do well in the foot fetish world or in the sex work world in general. It's really not necessary. However, I'd be like remiss to not like acknowledge that you'll probably do better if you show your face, but it's not necessary at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I challenge that idea, and not because I don't have the data. And I feel like there is um this idea out there. There's this notion that if you show your face, you'll somehow be more successful. And I'm glad you talked about dollars in the bank, because that's where I'm always
Yeah.
going to take it when in terms
Yeah.
of measuring attention or success. It's like, okay, so you get more followers or likes on Instagram
Hmm.
or whatever. But at the end of the day, for me, I look at my business in terms of dollars in the bank, because it's a
Yeah.
business. And so yeah, it's like I've wondered that es- specifically and especially with my genres, which pedal pumping is one. I mean, there are guys out there or pedal pumping enthusiasts that just are not interested in content without face. They want to see your
Yeah.
facial expressions, they want to see your eyes. There's something very intimate and very intense about, like, as human beings, we've really evolved to be able to read micro expressions on the face. And so you can communicate a lot to your audience and your viewers just with, the way your face is, right? Like the micro expressions on your face. So I get that, like, some people, if they can't see your eyes or they can't see your face, they're not interested. Also with femdom content, the like staring directly into the camera as you're like telling your slave some sort of, task to perform, or you're humiliating them or whatever you're doing, right? There's something really
Hmm.
intense. Some people are into like especially for like my age group. I'm like Gen X. And so people are like, a lot of guys who like kind of the older, like stern disciplinary woman with like that kind of stern facial expression. That's a big turn on to people in the foot
Hmm.
fetish world. But I don't know. Like, I would love to talk to some models who do show their face, and compare our like bookkeeping notes and see who, like, how much money are they making? That's what I want to know. How much money are you making? Because I feel like some people get
Hmm.
into foot fetish and they think, oh, well, if I show more, I'll make more. So not only showing face, but like showing booty, showing titties,
Hmm.
showing, like doing more nude content. Like, and so do they make more money? I don't know. Maybe they do. It probably depends largely on like how they approach their business, not just what they're showing, I imagine, in their content. But I don't know. Like, we're kind of in this
Hmm.
episode because I also, like Cute Webbies, don't show my face in my content. I show sometimes, like in the car, you can see like the side of my face, or like parts of my face, but I don't have any videos where it's like full on like my face. And
Hmm.
and there are shots of my face like at a distance, so it's not super clear. It's not like like a close up, like I'm like walking across the street and you can see my face. But yeah, I would love to compare notes with other models and see what their income looks like in terms of their, what their content is and how they organize their businesses, because I just find that more isn't more, like showing more doesn't always mean more money.
Yeah.
Or at least
Agreed.
that's what I'm going to hypothesize. So for me, for anyone listening who's trying to decide, like, should I show my face or not? I've thought so much about this and I go back and forth, and there are times that I really want to show my face because I feel like it would allow me to do more creative things with my work. Like if I'm doing a cranking video that's like a horror themed, and like the fear and the scream or whatever, it's like to show my face like in that moment of terror, or doing brake failure, and like having a shot of my face when I realized that like my brakes are out in the car. Oh no, and
Mhm.
I feel like it could really add another dimension to my work, with pedal pumping and with just like femdom style content. But then I never have pulled the trigger on it. I always like contemplate it and think about it, and then I don't do it. And so I guess a question to contemplate for the podcast is like, well, why don't I do it? And I think for me, it's like maybe some of the things that you were saying I can relate to, like, you know, being kind of on the internet and in the public eye, you do get a lot of criticism. And so
Mhm.
having some privacy, kind of is like mentally protective, perhaps, from like trolls and mean people. um, but it's also, and the other thing you were saying was like about your privacy, and I also value my privacy. So it's like, okay, there's those things, but I don't know that those things alone are compelling enough for me to not show my face. I think, and like you, I'm not trying to run for office. In fact, I'm very open about what I do with, like, I just had a
Mhm.
long conversation with my beauty clinic doctor the other day,
Mhm.
about foot fetish modeling. So I'm very open about it, but I also, yeah, I also like for some reason don't pull the trigger on showing my face. And I think part of it is that I don't need to. Like I make plenty of money without
Yeah.
showing my face. So I
Mhm.
don't, it's like I don't want to show my face because I think it'll make me more money, because I'm doing fine. Of course, I want to
Yeah.
make more money. I always want to grow my business. I want to make more money. I want more success. Like it feels good to be growing and succeeding, and like I'm very goal oriented. So in like almost all areas of my life, I have little goals and I'm working to meet my goals, and that is motivating. It feels good to me. So, but I just don't know. I'm not convinced that showing my face is gonna really like turn into more dollars in the bank. I also think
Mhm.
I kind of agree with you about the mystique thing. A lot of what I do is produce a fantasy. And so if the viewer can project whatever his ideal sexy woman looks like onto me, I'm kind of my face is like a blank canvas for that,
Mhm.
then that's kind of fun, and like it protects my privacy, right? To not show
Mhm.
my face. So it's like guys can still enjoy the content and enjoy themselves, and I'm still showing a lot. And I think we talked about this in an episode about boundaries, about how there's just things that I want to keep private in my life, and that's because I share so much in my live streams and in my podcasts and in my content. I feel like I share so much about myself that having some things private, and like my identity is one of those things, it just gives me a sense of security. And okay, this is another thing I'm paranoid about, and maybe this is crazy, but I don't care. Facial recognition technology is
Oh
like
yeah.
thing. Like it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So having my face be on like an adult website, even though maybe I'm not doing nude content, like I don't know. I travel a lot. I don't really want to deal with like trying to, not getting into a country because I've been flagged as a sex worker, or, I just
Yeah. Yeah.
like I just am not sure how that data is being used, like facial recognition technology. I don't know how that will be used in the future. I don't know if people will be able to eventually like purchase like a subscription and like be able to recognize and dox people online randomly. Like I have no idea where that's going, but facial recognition technology is a thing. And so that's
Mhm.
another really compelling reason for me that I'm like, I don't know, like technology is moving so fast. Maybe I don't want to get caught up in that. And maybe it's better to play it safe. At least I sleep good at night, knowing that my face is
Yeah.
not in my content, or not like direct square on view of my face. So that's another reason that I feel like I don't show my face. Sometimes I feel like I'm missing out though. Sometimes I feel like I would be able to build a bigger business or build more rapport with my customers, or
Mhm.
it would be fun to show my face and do like full body outfits and face stuff, and especially in the car, you know. Um, but yeah, I've just chosen to not do it. And since I've been doing it I've been, a foot model without showing my face for so long, and I'm doing well enough that I don't know that I'm not highly motivated to change at this point.
Yeah.
I think those are my points. It's like um the fantasy, like projecting the fantasy onto the blank canvas, the
Hmm.
mystique of like kind of seeing bits and pieces but not my full face, and keeping my full, like I show my hair, I show my hands, I show the back of my neck, my like the side of my face. I show a lot, but I don't show my face so that I can keep that privacy. So I think it's working for me right now. I do feel like there are a lot of people who are just never gonna be interested in my content because I don't show my face. And that's like gonna be a deal breaker for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a bummer, but I don't know. I still feel like I I do all right. So
Hmm. I would say, yeah, I think you should just keep doing what you're doing. I know just based on other friends who have shared their income with me, I know, based on our talks, like you're doing better than friends I know who are showing their face. And like, yeah, some of that is like how we all choose to market ourselves, but these friends who are showing their face have a lot more Instagram followers and a lot more Twitter followers. So it's one of those things where sometimes those followers and like all that attention that you will get from showing your face can translate into more money, but you have to like still funnel that and channel that and do the work. So it's like you've already been doing the work and not showing your face, and you've been really successful. So I think, if I were to, if you're asking me, I would say keep doing exactly what you're doing. At least for Mimi.
yeah, thanks. I appreciate that like validation. Sometimes, there's always going to be people that are going to come to you in your business and tell you you're doing it wrong. You should be doing
Hmm.
this. You should be, you know, spending money this way, or advertising this way, or investing in this, or creating content like this. I mean, I get so much advice that I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's good to listen. It's good to hear how different people are doing things. At the end of the day though, it's your business and it's your call. You want to do something you're comfortable with, and that's not to say never get outside your comfort zone, but the question of like, should you show your face in content or not, is pretty massive. I mean, some people are concerned about, if you live in a community that's very conservative or very traditional, or, for some
Hmm.
people, there are consequences to
Yeah.
be involved in the adult entertainment industry in any capacity. A lot of people feel like foot modeling is pretty tame as far as adult entertainment, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, there are people who do, full nudity sex type stuff with foot fetish,
Yeah.
like foot job content and, that kind of thing. So I guess it kind of depends on what you're doing. Partner content is maybe a topic for another episode. Like, should you get involved with, like, get your partner involved or get other models involved with your content? I mean, we can talk about that in the future. But this question of, like, should you show your face? I guess what I want to say to any aspiring models that are listening, if you are not sure, unless it's like a resounding yes, I want to show my face, then hold back and just wait and see how things pan out. If you're doing it just because you feel like you have to for the money, I can tell you that you don't have to. You can still make a great living and do a great business, especially if you have really pretty feet.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
that's part of it. Like, if your feet are really pretty and your personality, you can connect with your audience and you find your kind of niche and your groove and what you're good at and just do that. And if it includes face, then it does. And if it doesn't, I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And there's a lot of different ways to go about it too. Like, I know, I'm thinking of different folks that I've seen online, like Miss Picky Toes comes to mind, or Miss Picky Feet. She has done some interesting photos where she's shown like almost all of her face, but not quite. Like, the way she takes photos is really artful. I really like admire her point of view, and like she'll give you a little bit, you know what I mean? She gives you enough to like form some image of her in a way that I think is really creative. So definitely check out her page if you want to know what I'm talking about. Or on Twitter, she probably has more, I'm not sure. But there's other models I've seen who have shown their face in some content, but they don't do it a lot. Like, it's a now and then, like once in a blue moon, you'll get a picture with face, which I think if I were to be a creator who showed my face, it would be that type. Just because, like, it takes a lot to get. I would say that's another con of showing your face, is it takes a lot to get, your face sometimes looking photogenic. even if you're really beautiful, even if you have natural beauty. Like, for myself, I don't wear makeup, but I know a lot of models feel pressure to put on makeup on days that they're filming. So that's a whole thing, some days you don't feel like putting makeup on, I'm just,
I don't see, this is where I feel like, gosh, I would be so good at just, I wear makeup every single day, even if I like don't leave.
okay.
And I spend like tens of thousands of dollars a year at, like, getting Botox and, like, laser, like skin treat. Like, I do all this stuff to like beautify my face as I'm aging. And like, it's ridiculous. Like, the amount I kind of feel in a way like, God damn, for the amount of money I spend and all the makeup I wear, and that I'm like super like, it's just me. It's just who I am. I love wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Like, I should be showing my face, damn it, but I don't. But I
get
don't.
that.
And so I guess, like, that's another reason why, and I know this is like, I kind of interrupted you because I got excited about the makeup thing. So I'll go back. We'll go back to what you were saying after I say this, but it's another reason why I have never really embraced doing sessions, although I think about it and contemplate it, like, in person, because I'm like, then people are gonna know what I look like, and what if they record me or take a picture? I don't know. Like, I feel like, like, I have this weird paranoia about being doxxed. And
Yes. Yeah.
so, like, that's kind of part of it. But I still haven't, like, the jury's out on sessions at this point with me still. But yeah, for the makeup and the face beauty and all that, it's true. I mean, it's an advantage, right? If you're doing content that doesn't show your face, you don't really have to worry like about what you look like that particular day when you're filming. You don't have to have the fake eyelashes. I mean, I don't do fake eyelashes, but like, you know, sometimes when you're filming, you need, or photographing your face, you really need more theatrical, like you need to do up your makeup, not just your everyday life makeup, but you really need to do it up, because
Yeah.
it's like getting wedding photos done, right? They always put like really heavy makeup on the bride for
More glam.
yeah, because it's like you're gonna be happier with the photos if your makeup is better. It's why they put makeup on people like dudes that are like newscasters and stuff, right? Everyone looks better with makeup when you're on film. Maybe not in person, but on film, like makeup definitely enhances what you've got. So yeah, I mean, if you that's a total plus. Like if you don't show your face, it doesn't matter that don't you have a pimple on your cheek or whatever's going on. Right now I've got some bruise marks on my face from Botox injection. So it's like if I had to film with my face, I have like these little purple bruises that are not sexy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's a thing. I mean, and it's kind of funny when I'm filming, there's like levels of like how dressed up I'm gonna get. It's like sometimes you're just showing your feet and part of your legs and the rest doesn't matter. But other times it's like, oh no, people are gonna be seeing my top half, my, some of my face, my hair. I got to at least like do something with my hair. So there's different levels, but I feel like if you're showing your full face, that's, even for somebody like me who doesn't do makeup, it would be a whole nother level of preparedness, because like you say, stuff happens. Like right now I have a big zit on my face, like I wouldn't be comfortable and confident filming that content with my face, during those times. So, different things would come up whether you wear makeup or not, or whether you feel like however you feel the pressure to be groomed with your face, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. And I think it kind of connects back to this thing we've talked about in the past about, if you want your business or your content creation to be low effort, then build a brand around who you really are and what you really do. Like what if you're really into like the 50s housewife look and you wear that in your everyday life, then make that your thing. But if it's going to be like costuming every time you do like foot modeling photo shoots, I don't know how real you guys, I guess you just have to ask yourself, how realistic is that for you? Do you want to be getting dressed up in costume, or is it more practical to just take pictures of yourself and how you really are?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm almost always in jeans because that's what I like wearing most of the time. A lot of guys complain and they, oh, I want to see your legs, and put on shorts, put on a dress, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is how I want to appear. Like, this is what's comfortable and how I love jeans and high heels. I think that's such a sexy combo. But I also love jeans and flip-flops, like skinny jeans and high heels, super sexy. Leather jacket, I'm good to go. But I can also do jeans and a hoodie and flip-flops, and I'm good to go. Like,
yeah.
And I do like skirts and I do like shorts and stuff, but I don't know. Where I live in the climate, like that's what's comfortable for me most of the year. So, so I just kind of do what I want. And even when I was talking to my beauty doctor about this, when she was doing my Botox the other day, I was talking about like, yeah, guys like will request this and that and the other thing, but I just do what I want. It's my body. So I paint my toenails the color I want to paint them, and I wear the jewelry on my feet that I want to wear. And like, you can kind of, I guess you can take into consideration what your audience wants, but I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of a stubborn, I'm just going to do what I want type of person. And the right people, the people who like what I do and who I am naturally will come to me. I don't need everyone. I don't need everyone in the world to subscribe to my OnlyFans. I just need the people who appreciate and like what I have to offer.
Yep.
And that's probably why my OnlyFans has never like I've probably, I've never had even close to 100 subscribers.
No, but you really can't please everyone though, and it's impossible. It's worthless to try. I mean, there's no reason to try to please everyone. You got to just do you and keep it authentic. I think keeping it authentic really will help your business a lot in a multitude of different ways.
I agree. Because if you're trying to cater to everyone, you really end up catering to no one. You become
Yeah.
nothing, become so watered down and bland that you don't get anyone's attention. So I do think that it's scary, especially when you're starting out, to like pick a niche or pick a style or kind of nail that down. And that's why it's like, if you just make it as close to your authentic self as possible, it'll be easier for you
Mhm.
and it'll be more sustainable over time. You're not like faking it. And that's kind of, and not everyone would agree with that advice, but that's how I roll. That's what works for me.
Yeah. Agreed. Same here.
Yeah. Like some people really love like the leather and latex, and I do love leather.
Yeah.
Latex, I've never worn latex. It seems like it'd be very sweaty to me, like hot and sweaty and uncomfortable. But um, I do like leather jackets, leather shoes,
Mhm.
leather skirts, that type of thing. Um, but yeah, I don't really want to dress like a leather dominatrix every day either.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I think if you keep it like realistic to your life, it'll help out in yeah, so many different ways.
Yeah.
Um One thing I did want to say, kind of a little bit off topic, but about the no face
Yeah.
content, just wanted to put one word out there to all the foot boys.
Okay.
Do not ask. If a foot model is not showing her face, just don't ask to see it. There's no reason like why. It's calmed down a little recently. Like I haven't really had anyone ask to see my face in a long time, but it's definitely happened a lot in the past where people, oh, well, you could show me because
Mm.
we're so close, or I'm your friend, or XYZ, or here's a picture of my face.
Yeah.
Or, oh, but I'm sure you're beautiful, you just, blah blah blah, which is like there's like a compliment and also like an ask. um so that I would just advice, because I know footboys do listen to the podcast, so yeah, just be respectful, and it's better to just not ask.
Yeah, I would agree. And if usually if that's something that models offer, like in customs only or something, usually they'll communicate that to you. I
Yeah.
do think that I have seen a lot of rhetoric about like women who don't show their face. It's because they're ugly. There's a lot of it feels sort of like incel hate, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, you don't want to show your face, so like I'm not getting what I want from you, so now you're a dumb bitch or whatever, that type
Yeah.
of attitude.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's going to be out there. There's going to be the guys, we talked about boundary pushers a few weeks back. Like,
Hmm.
there's always the guys that are going to try to violate boundaries. And if, keeping your face private is a boundary, then surely you will have someone try to ask for that or get that from you, manipulate you in some way. I don't fall for it. I mean, and if you want to show your face, I really don't think there's anything wrong with showing your face in your content. I think that
No, no.
it's great. I think a lot of people have a lot of success. I just have never talked to somebody, in our culture too, we don't usually talk about income and numbers. And I feel like that's unfortunate because there's so many people that both think that like making money as a sex worker and as a foot model is like easy money. And
Yeah.
when they start and they're not making easy money, they think that they're doing it wrong, or like, they feel like, why is this so easy for everyone else? And it's like, look, a lot of people are just faking it. Let's admit, like, let's be honest. Not everybody that's got a big following, or not everybody that says they're making money is really making money. And it's weird. We're really weird in our culture about talking about what we earn, and it's not transparent, and there's no like place to go to find out like what's the median salary for foot models.
Yeah, the numbers will be crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right. It's kind of like being an actor or a performer or a writer or an artist, like any of those kinds of jobs. You're going to find like, the starving artist types, and then you're going to find like the millionaire celebrity types. Like everyone, there's all kinds of businesses in this space. So, um, I think that I know it sounds so cliche to just keep going back to like, just do you, just do what
Mhm.
you want. Like, do what you want, do whatever you want. Like, if you want to show your face, show your face. If you don't. If you want to show it sometimes, I like the idea of like creative and artistic videos and photography that kind of gives people like the feeling that your face is there, but without
Mhm.
actually showing it. Maybe like a
Yeah.
little bit of shadow or hair that kind of falls across your face in a way that still kind of maintains that privacy. I like that idea for me. But if you want to show your whole face, do it. I say do it. Go
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know for me, I've been actively trying to do more videos where people can at least see my mouth movements,
Mm.
where I get my mouth in frame, which is a little more challenging to do just because like making sure I'm framing everything correctly, not having to crop like way too much out. But it can be done. And yeah, I think the little bit that I am giving people, I'm trying to like maximize it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I think the thing that I want to show in my face the most are my eyes.
Hmm.
Do you remember my very first profile picture on Instagram was like my
Yes.
foot covering my face, and I think you could see like one of my eyes.
Yeah, you can, and a bit of hair and a part of your foot. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I like just randomly snapped this like goofy picture as like a selfie of like holding my foot up over my face. And I don't know, I feel like the eyes are so expressive. I feel like I
Yeah.
could, successfully communicate a lot with my eyes. But what a lot of people tell me, I get a lot of feedback about my voice. Like,
Hmm.
oh, I love your voice. And I've always disliked the way I sound on film. It it's just, I think it's cringy, I guess, for everyone to hear our
Yeah.
own voices on film, maybe. But I've gotten more and more used to it now with 3 podcasts and all these videos, thousands of videos later. Um, and I don't always talk in all my videos, but I've come to learn that people really like hearing me and hearing my voice. So I try to make videos where I'm speaking. And I think that is maybe what I consider it's something I consider that I'm offering kind of in lieu of my face is my
Hmm.
voice.
Yeah.
And kind of my mental I'm
Yeah, your
having a hard time
personality.
articulating today, but sort of like my personality, my
Hmm.
emotions, my brain, my connection, my intimacy, like my
Yeah.
kind of like my soul and that side of me. I don't really believe in God, but so it's weird that I just said soul, but like
No, I get you
but you know what I
though.
mean? Like that kind of the essence of me and my sexuality and my flirtatiousness and all of that, like I don't know. It's not that I'm shy because I'm not, but I just feel like putting my face in addition to all that, I think I just feel too exposed. And it goes right straight back to what you said at the very beginning of this episode about it's just too vulnerable, just
Yeah.
too much to put online. It's too much of yourself to put into what at the end of the day is a business, right?
Mhm.
So it's like how many other types of business people are putting their like the most intimate places of their mind in their work and like offering that to the world. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. We're already giving a lot of ourselves, and some things it's just too much to ask. And everybody has their own boundaries, and that also goes for like not safe for work content, as far as like how much nudity you choose to show, which it's like this is all like, some people feel like, yeah, maybe I could make more money if I showed like full nudity, and just like maybe, but I don't know. I think that you have to go with what is your comfort level on that sort of thing. And if there's any doubt, that's all you need to know, to just wait on it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And if you want to show, like, do full nudity, if you want to do like full service sex work, or like porn video, like kind of the traditional porn videos, go for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome too. I feel like here on the Foot Model podcast, we're very like sex work positive of all kinds. But for me personally, and I think for you, Cute Webbies, it's like our comfort zone, our boundaries around what we're willing to do as sex workers on camera is like, it's pretty defined, right? And it's pretty kind of like locked down to feet and maybe sexy talking. And I think do you do topless? Do you do booty topless?
I'm going to be soon.
Are you?
On this topic. Yeah, I'm good. I'm finally going to be, I think, what is it, April 5th? I think I have it queued up for. Yeah, I have my first topless set coming out.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's funny that we're talking about this at the moment, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hereby request a future episode of the podcast where we talk about like making the transition to topless content. I want to know what that's like for you.
Yeah, and I can already, I'm sort of already predicting, it's like there may be some interest, but I really don't think people are going to go ham for it. Like I said, you really, a lot of these guys could care less about what your boobs or even what your vagina looks like, that's just a majority, or that I wouldn't say that's a major. I don't feel comfortable saying that's a majority of foot boys, but that is definitely a significant amount of foot boys out there. But yeah, I know that there's a lot of my fans who have been asking and who are interested, who probably will purchase the set. But I can't really say, oh, it's going to be this crazy new revenue stream. People are going to be requesting topless this, topless that, because I really, knowing my demographic and the type of requests that I get, I don't foresee that. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. Who knows? But it's exciting. I think it's always exciting when we try something new, and whether it's like super successful, not at all successful, or like mediocrely, is that mediocrely, I want to say, but that'll be it's a mediocre success.
Yeah.
Then, but it's always, that's what I love. Like, I think that just being in business and being creative and being able to try out different things is one of the things that I just love about being a little small business owner and having my own little gig where I can just, try things like that. I love it. And I want an update on your topless content. And I think you're right. I'm going to kind of agree with you that probably there's going to be people who just completely love it and want more of it, but a lot of your viewers are probably there for your feet, right? That's why they're there. That's what you've been doing. So you might attract some new audience, you might attract new people with topless stuff, but I guess it depends on how much you do of it and how far you push it. But yeah, so I think we'll wrap up this episode just by saying that if you want to show your face, and if you don't, you absolutely don't need to make a full-time income. You can totally make a living as a foot model, not showing your face. I feel like I'm doing that. You're doing that. So if we can do it, so can you. It's not that hard. I mean, it's not impossible.
No.
So yeah, any final thoughts? Last words?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's, you took the words right out of my mouth. Just go with your instincts and know that don't feel limited. Don't feel limited or like pigeonholed, like you have to show your face, because you absolutely don't. Mimi and myself are both, doing really well and not showing our face, and we're super happy, and there's a lot of other people just like us. But there's a lot of people who are showing their face and are totally happy with that. So yeah, you got to just do what feels right at the end of the day. And if you're not sure, just wait on it.
Yeah, I agree. And if you are worried that your face isn't like, you don't look like a model, I don't think you have to be
No.
successful. Like if you want to show
No.
your face and you're thinking, but I'm not like super pretty, I don't think you have to be super pretty.
No. Just look around if you're new here, just look around in the community and you will see a whole range of different types of people, and like different body types, and people who are all dolled up with makeup versus girls who look like they, just rolled out of bed. Like I've seen such a huge variety, and I see some girls who look like just any average woman you would see at like the grocery store, like, you know what I mean, and as like a way to describe them. And it's like they're getting like thousands of likes, and they're getting like such good feedback, so it's just, yeah,
I love
don't,
that. That's like the kind of what I'm always saying about like, do what's low effort. Like, you at the grocery store, that's you. Like, do that.
Yeah.
Like, have that be your foot model persona, like just who you actually are, because I think it's so much more low effort as far as sustainability.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Well, that's the end of that. And if anyone listening wants to get in touch with me, you can email me at mimifootnip@gmail.com, or you can just subscribe to my free OnlyFans. There's lots of places you can actually subscribe to me at. Go to mimifootnip.com, which is my website, for links and more about me. Cute Webbies, where can people find you? Give them your deets.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit. I'm at Cute Webbies. I'm on YouTube if you search for Cute Webbies. I'm on OnlyFans. I have a free OnlyFans, .com/Cute Webbies. And if you want to email me, it's rinkusaminkus@gmail.com.
Awesome. We will be back in 2 weeks with another episode. And if you have questions or episode topics you'd like us to talk about, let us know.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.